guys. I know I promised to show off a GARP list, but I got bodied for the last couple hours. So I don't know if I'm on the right list yet. I've gotten pretty close. I've defeated a couple Sanji, Smoker, came close against Kinemon once, but I got trounced a couple times. So I got to figure things out. I got to make that a little bit tighter, but I am close. In the meantime, I'll show off Kinemon. So this is the side grade for OPO2. This is what you're going to want to play for all you kid players going into OPO2. This leader is busted. So if you don't know, activate main once per turn when you have one or less characters in play. Reduce the cost of the next 3 costs or higher Wano Country type card you play from your hand during this turn by 1. So the biggest thing you can do is turn 1 Okiku. Most of the time you elect to go on the draw unless you're playing against red. And at that point you will play Momonosuke and then cheat in an Okiku. But anyway, turn 1 Okiku is backbreaking for a lot of decks. It's just you have to answer it. Unless you're black, it's extremely hard. We are still running a copy of 8-Cost Kid. This used to be like 4 Odin, but obviously we had to make accommodations for this deck to beat Zoro. So the concessions were we added X-Drake to help answer low drops while applying pressure with his 6K. An 8-Cost Kid is really just an extra life against that deck. It demands being swung into. It's like having a 6th life. These kids, purple's on its way back in. It's definitely on the menu again, with green being a very popular color and blue Ivankov coming back. So at that point, this kid kind of becomes necessary. He's still good in all the other matchups too. Ivankov runs maybe 1 or 2 copies of Mihawk or the 7-drop Doflamingo, but it is not as prevalent, not as common. So it is definitely safe to play these big beaters because they will break the green mirror, because that's something else you have to account for, is playing the mirror match. Mirror matches or against Kid, because Kid is still very good. So this 7-drop Kid helps in those matches. That's why we're also still running Hawkins. One of the best cards in our deck, besides Okiku, is this Yamato. Rest anything with 6 or less. The name treated as Odin thing is a meme. Do not put in the blocker Toki card. This sucks. She only has blocker if you have an Odin on board. It's not worth trying to like have this on board all the time to have an extra cheap blocker. Just play the killer. Killer plus beige is enough. We're still running the Supernova package, obviously, because we have Kid and all this, so we're going to use Bonnie. It's too good not to play, although the Wano Country stuff is still very strong. Your Momonosuke definitely got a big buff. Like, you do want to see Wano Country cards now. We are running the Raizo just because he's an alternate turn 1 play if you don't have Okiku and if you mulligan and don't see it. So you do have options. Being able to turn 1 Raizo, then follow up with Momonosuke, then draw immediately off Raizo is really powerful in those mid-rangey matchups. Other than that, we cut back on the Cat Viper because obviously we have huge, big, fat Cat Viper now. So we're using this. We are running a 2 of Paradise Waterfall because being able to resolve this turn 1 and then keep it on board is going to win you games. So being able to turn 1 this and then protect it immediately with Waterfall to have it at least for 1 more turn is, like I said, backbreaking. That's pretty much it for our deck profile. Let's jump into some games. Sorry. Played like an hour-long game against blurple croc. He whined because DK didn't see his cards. Wah wah wah. I messed up my draw, my trigger. Meow, 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 meow. Don't play blurple croc in OPO2, guys. Let's just attack like this. Tap there. Attack here. Like I said, this is a pretty good matchup for us on the draw, just because we get to play so far ahead. They are very tanky though. I don't know if this is exactly an OPO2 list though. Don't really see too many Beppo counter. OPO2, they run 4 Punk Gibson, Yamato, and I think that's literally the biggest changes, other than they run 4 A-Class Kid. Just because, while we aren't seeing that much Zoro right now, it's still definitely a big part of the game. Depending on how he swings here. Yeah, you have to swing like that, otherwise I 2K counter out. And then I'm expecting the Raizo there. That's worth the trade, I guess. But now I get to Momo, get another one, activate, play another one. We'll attack 6. And then play here. So I feel like that traded in our favor. We're still way ahead. Next turn, I Odin. Plays a Zono Kiku. He could have Cat Viper or Izo here. Now it decides to block her up and try and hold down the fort. Take that. Just Okiku all day right now. Come on, deck. We go like this. Attack here, tap there. Kill this. And like I said, this is how we break our green matchups. We're so ahead on board. My hand is very counter light though, so I want to stick this Momo and probably get a little more advantage. And then play our Odin. And then I'm pretty sure we've locked up the game from there. He plays out the blocker. I take that 100,000%. Then we block. Being that opponent did it that way, we'll attack here. Can resolve our own kid. Just put the Dawn up and attack for 5. Attack for 5. Yep. This is why I'm not the biggest fan of Kid. While I think it's still a good deck, I think it just loses the green mirror against Kinemon, personally. Again, I don't know if he's OPO2 based on his card choices here. Like I said, Beppo's not really common. I'm not sure about the Raizo either, but we'll see. Swings 12. I'm not a fan of that swing. I'm just gonna block. Sure. Alright, well, our turn. Swing 10. Oh, that's the whole game. um, sorry. We'll swing like 7 first. 9 second. Then we play killer, attach a Don to one of them, and that's the game. GG, bro. Sometimes I don't even have to play Odin, but I do love this card. This card is sick. I don't think there's a draw my opponent can have that'll bring him back in. Just has to swing 8 here. And then resolve like a 7-drop kid. Like, I don't know. There's not a lot. I'll draw one. I can tap down a blocker. If he plays a couple blockers, he has a chance. He 9s here. Just block. Yeah. Ooh, this is a fun match. Against him, I'll take second. It messes with his curve a little bit. We'll mulligan. Okay. Play Swipe Your Pirates first. It's ideal turn 1 play. When you're playing boat, you want to have something to do on turn 1. So I do like this. That's why I started running 2. In case your opponent takes the turn 2 away from you. See what he picks up. I'm expecting like a Jozu or Blevin. Rakuyo. Okay, so he's on this medium-er version. I'm not a big fan of Rakuyo. I like him, but I'm not the biggest fan of. I think he takes up a valuable slot in the deck, and it's not worth it, personally. We'll take 2 to start. Alright, take 1 to start. Oh my god. If he had double attack. Imagine a double attack leader, guys. Holy. They would have to balance him, right? Like make him 4. We'll activate. Play Momo. I guess grab Okiku. If you guys didn't know, you can do that. So I don't know if they're going to update the rulings, but the way it's worded is the next time you play a 3 cost or less, and the effect triggers if you don't have the 3 bodies on board, or the 2 bodies on board. So I activated first, then I played Momo, searched for Momo, and then was able to do that. Again, I'm sure they'll ruling text it later, but as of right now, because of how it's worded, you're able to do that on the sim. And I have also seen this in Japan. That is how they've played it. I'm going to take 1 more. I would like to see one of our mid-range hero drops, but we don't have it. I will attack 6, cancel. And just start picking at his hand. 6. So our opponent not playing the deck correctly. You can afford to take the damage, especially since you're playing boat, and you're throwing away literally all your beef. So opponent's gonna have to keep testing this deck out and figure it out, but that is not how you play it, my man. As you've seen from my games, like when you're playing against these decks, you have to stick it a card and just start rolling. Like one of these King Du should have came down last turn. I think he just boat and passed. The worst thing he can do to me right now is ace. And like clear 1. I think that's what he wanted to do, but I need to see one of my mid-range cards or mid-range to late game cards. Next turn is a Whitebeard. It does look like that's what he's playing. So we'll attack first. Tap him. I think at this point you start taking the damage, man. Yeah, opponent playing Whitebeard, how most players try to play him in the beginning, where it's like counter, 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 keep yourself up, don't let yourself go to 0, and then slam Whitebeard and try and take the game from there, and that is not how you do it, Chief. It took me a while to learn it too, don't get me wrong. I was doing the same stuff my opponent's doing. We'll tech 8 there. If I pull a counter, cool. Alright, got him to use a Radical Beam. And now he's wasting counters. Like, he should have a lot more cards in hand. And instead, opponent is down a lot. So I'm expecting 100,000% he's going to slam Whitebeard on me. It'd be real nice if I drew like a 7-cost kit or something. Still haven't seen one. So he's down 2 beams and 3 fatties. We'll 2k that. So yeah. I mean, you should have played the Whitebeard before you attacked. You would have forced the block that way. And finally. We'll just go waste cards from hand, or he lets the Atmos go. Any cards I keep taking from now on are going to lock up the game for me. I just got to keep one of the Okikus alive, and then Marco becomes irrelevant. Yeah. We'll attach one here. Actually, I can't do that. I mean, I'm not doing anything with the Dawn anyway. I only have one more Paradise Waterfall. So he'll be able to attack, clear a blocker. I'll be able to replay blocker. If he plays second Whitebeard, it's a little annoying, not gonna lie. I don't recommend that attack. Well, so if he's attacking without attaching Dawn, then he's 100% signaling that he has the second Whitebeard. I will take that one. So if he's going to play second Whitebeard and be holding a 1 Dawn event card is what I'm looking at right now. So 13, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. If he hits me with a third Whitebeard, I mean, guys, there's nothing else I could have done there. Ace would suck here too. Not gonna lie. Oh, he doesn't have boat turned on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Ace would suck if he had the boat turned on. I should have been dead. So we take that one. Obvi. No trigger. So yeah. Even double Whitebeard, kind of, he messed up sequencing. If he had let himself go to 1, like I had said a while ago, I'd be in a much, much worse spot. Like these last 2 cards have to be beam. Doesn't have it. And you lose. So definitely, guys, go back and watch my videos on Whitebeard if you want to see how to play it. He could have definitely, yeah. Wow, disconnected. All right, last game into Sak. We'll go second, and we'll keep this. I feel like we've played this guy before with Whitebeard. Yep. I played the Sakazuki. I think I played him with Whitebeard before, and we recreated we recreated Marineford, except I won. All right, deploy, pass. Definitely a fun matchup into black, just because we have to play around so many removal spells. Not sure how relevant the leader ability is going to come up in this match. Yeah, you have to do that 100,000%. Every time you see it, you do it. Because he invalidates Barcelino. I keep calling him Barcelino. Borsalino. We'll do this. Resolve her. Tap him. Clear him. Just keep my board up. Keep his board down. Hina. Kind of a Drake. I don't need him in this matchup. I can go 2 and 5. So we'll attach one attack first, just because of how Hina's effect works. she can make one of my other characters not be able to attack. So you attack with the character first and then your leader. We'll attack for funsies. See how he responds. Yeah. You always gotta test your opponent. It happens in real life all the time. Literally, I see it all the time in real life. Where you'll poke and they'll discard from hand instead of just using the blocker. In matches where like I don't have rush, why would you counter? Just block. So yeah, I see that a lot. We'll play Okiku, like I said, and then we could play out Raizo. I'm gonna play out the Raizo just because he could just remove my killer blocker. I like to wait a little bit, like kind of how like Kaido, you wait until after they resolve 9 or 10, and then you fill up the board with blocker. Just let them removal first, let them have it first, and then block after. And that's how you stay in your matchups. I will say not seeing Momo or Bonnie kind of sucks. But at least we have an answer to Hina now. I can ignore this smoker. Plays blocker, blocker. I take... Oh, there it is, finally. You should have attacked with Hina. 100,000% you attack with Hina. Just because I'm going to do this. Take advantage of a 6k attacker. We'll bait out more counter cards. If he throws more 2Ks, yeah. I'm so happy with that. I always forget to like unclick the graveyard. Always fools me. Okay. And we'll go attack for 8 this time. And play Bonnie Momo. So just keep my board wide. This isn't purple where they have a board clear. They have to dedicate multiple cards to remove one. So that's fine by me. He has no cost reduction, which is why I don't like Sakazuki for that reason. No way to manipulate costs at all, relying on the draw to do that. So I'm going to counter with Momo. And then when he attacks into Okiku, I'm going to catch him with his pants down. Unless he attacks like Raizo, which is a safer bet. Good call, opponent. Nice pickup. We'll attack your smoker, tap down your blocker, make him waste more cards. Yeah. Then we'll tap this down. Attack for 7 there, so he has no way to reduce cost. And we'll activate Momonosuke, and we'll find counter stat or tap down. I think I take the tap down. Pass. I should have took the counter stat. I forgot I already had 2 on board. Finally finds cost reduction. Does it to the wrong card, I think? Yeah. This is why I said, guys, this deck doesn't work that well. It just dirtles too slow. Yeah, you have to kill this. But we'll put her down. We'll attack for 6. make you discard your last. No. Okay. We'll attack for 6. We will activate Bonnie. We'll take Killer Blocker. Odin. Finally. Attack. The reason I am attacking the way I'm attacking and not like 7 or 8 to get over Borsalino is because he threw a couple 2Ks, and he only has 1 card in hand, or 2 cards in hand at the time. And a lot of black cards, like I told you, don't have counter stat. He's actually loading up on some of the medium black cards because of that, is what I've noticed. Like I said, card without counter stat in his hand. There's a good chance he has like events or something. I think you just go my face. Chances of you getting this attack off are very slim. So I will draw off that. Keep myself relatively high. So we'll attack for 6. Attack for 6. Attack for 5. Throws away the 2K. Attack for 6. And that's the last counter in his hand. So with that, we will take Bonnie. I want counter stat in my hand. Play Odin, play Beige, replace Bonnie, and pass. So yeah, green just has so much advantage, guys. These cards are broken. That turn 1 Okiku, followed by these guys. Like, yes, he had the answer right away, but it's like he has to go down to 3 cards right away to answer. It's tough. It's tough sometimes. We do have the Ezo in hand for this, so we're just gonna go pew pew, unless this is another blocker. You've seen 2 Hina, 3 Rosinante, Suru. So, unless this is another blocker, I think we won the game. This could be Impact Wave, is what he's signaling right now. So, just in case, Impact Wave's trigger, by the way, KO's a 4 cost or less without any stipulation. That's why I don't attach Don yet. Yeah, like I said. We'll attach 2 and attack 10. GG, man. All right, that was it. Let's load up our Kinemon list one more time for you guys to look at. So this is it. This is already adjusted to like a metagame that has already developed and evolved in Japan. That's why the numbers are the way they are. I'm sure like when NA Global releases, you're gonna see people trying to stuff for Odin, stuff like that. And it works. It still works. It's still fucking scary as shit. But um, as things develop early on, as we like the metagame always does and shifts over, you'll see that um, you have to accommodate for Zoro, which is what we're doing early. So especially come March, I would still play something like this just because it has enough tech for Zoro, and you're still really good into the mirror, and you just have to play around black removal. Um, and purple, you can still beat. Purple, I don't think does too much to us since we've added the 7-drop kids and stuff like that. So I think the biggest weakness of the deck is the lack of counter stat. There are plenty of games where you're going to have a lot of cards with no counter. We have 4, 8, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20 cards without counter stat in the deck. Technically, Paradise Waterfall, if you're tapped out, is 22. So that is the scariest part of the deck. Sometimes you're not gonna have it. I know a lot of NA players get freaked out by that, but let me tell you, your power level, your inherent power level, is through the roof. So it's actually worth the trade-off, in my opinion. As you've seen, I've just blown through a lot. But yeah, this is my Kinemon list. If you guys want to take a quick peek at what we're brewing up and trying to work on, this is our red black list. Like I said, I think Garp is still really good. I'm just messing around with the numbers, trying to figure out what works and doesn't. But when I eventually get it going, when I figure out what I want to play and what I'm trying to play around, I'm gonna upload that next. So stay tuned for that, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more OPTCG content, guys. Peace.